Paul.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Cool.
All right, hold on. It's not... Okay, cleared up. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sweet. So, it's recording. All the YouTube guys who's watching this video, this is Paul. He has a YouTube channel. I feel like I know that room because that's where you do the videos.
Yeah.
I'll put the link to your YouTube channel in the description, right?
Cool.
So Paul, let me just kind of tell you what I know about you, and then like you can tell me what you know of me, and then we go into the whole thing, right?
Okay.
So Becky, who's sitting across from me right now, she's the one who introduced me to your channel because she said that like you did the David Wu course, you're doing really well. And like when she moved here, well, she doesn't live here. Well, hopefully she'll stay. But when she came here, I was always like suspicious about if the David Wu method works.
Yeah.
And now I know it does in the UK. And then she started it in the US. And now I know from her results that it works in the US. But then I haven't looked at a lot of your videos, but I've looked at like 2 or 3 of your videos. You did a video with Jack. I looked at that. I looked at a couple of videos. So yeah. So that's just kind of like, I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
But so yeah. So introduce yourself to my YouTube guys. Who are you? Where you from? How old are you?
Yeah, so I'm Paul. I'm 29. I live in New York City.
Okay.
And I've been doing drop shipping onto eBay since January of 2017. So it's like 11 months now.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I took David Wu's course as well, just like Becky did. But I'm obviously a U.S. student. Right. And yeah, I mean, it's not. I think even Becky says this. It needs a lot to be updated. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like old, the course. Right. But it gives you a good foundation, good basics, and from there you kind of got to catch yourself up to speed for 2017, 2018. Mm-hmm. So that's I think why it takes a lot of people to get started with the course because they don't realize that. Okay. Yeah.
And
so
why do you think? What made it different? This is not what I want to ask, but why do you think you were able to get started and successfully like continue drop shipping and other people? Like, I know this is maybe a stupid question, but I always try to figure out because like when I started DSGD, I thought like if I broke it down as simple as possible, anyone could do it, right? But what do you think? Why do you think, and we'll get into your numbers afterward, why are you successful? Let's just say.
Shit. I mean, I think it's like, it's so hard to say because I haven't sat in other people's like wherever other people have been. Like I only know what I've done.
Okay, what do you do for a living? Like before you did eBay dropshipping?
I still have a 9-to-5 job.
Okay.
I'm actually a lawyer.
Okay.
Here in New York City. I work for the government, for the city of New York. So that's what I do during the day, and then I do this at night and in the mornings and during my lunch breaks and any other minute. And so, yeah, that's what I do.
And how are you doing so far? I know you posted it on your channel. I will put, again, for those of you guys watch it, there's a link to Paul's channel in the description. But how are you doing so far? Like,
I think we're doing really well. November, I say we because it's me and my husband. My husband's been helping me a lot.
And you changed your name. What's the name of your channel again?
It's the Hustle Husbands.
But before it was something else, no?
Yeah, before it was Happy Selling Life.
Okay.
Which sounded a little bit too like cheesy to me. So,
yeah.
Yeah, so in November last month, we made a little over $15,000 in profit after everything. Yeah,
nice.
I made a video on it. It was a little hard to tell because one of my banks is really messed up, and it when I go on their website, it doesn't tell me how much money I spent in November. It's like it's broken the website, so I kind of had to estimate. But yeah, it's probably close to 15,000, and it's kind of a conservative estimate. So yeah.
Okay. And then, so let me, for the people watching this, Do you have VAs helping you?
Yeah.
And how many VAs do you have?
Right now I have 7.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And where did you find these VAs?
Yeah, so we use Upwork.
Okay.
But I'm about to hire another one, and I use online jobs to find her.
Okay.
Onlinejobs.ph is the website. And it's my first time using it, so we'll see how it goes. It's definitely much cheaper, which is kind of cool. But yeah, we need a lot of them because I guess our strategy is that we do a lot of cheap items. And so it's like almost 200 items a day we're selling.
Okay. And how many? Okay, so how much do you pay? Again, sorry if I'm asking too many questions and taking
No,
too
it's
long.
cool.
So how much do you pay the VAs per hour? And what do they do for you?
Anywhere from $3 to $4.50 an hour.
And what do they do for you?
So 4 of them just place orders.
Okay.
And then one of them also does some best offers.
Okay.
In my store, and then 3 of them help with customer service, and then I'm going to get another one doing customer service. So yeah.
Okay, and none of them list items.
No.
Okay, so I didn't know this before, and I think that is really interesting because I don't trust anyone to list my items either.
Okay.
And I don't optimize and stuff, right? But because that is like income generated part of the business, I always, like, people ask me like they want a VA to list. I'm like, I don't know if they would put the same type of care into the process.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree.
You know what
I mean, I've hired them before to list, and they do okay job to a shitty job. Like they never do it. They never do it the way I want, and I don't know if I'm just like a control freak. I can let go of like it's the first VAs I hired. It was like so hard to let go and to like let them do the work, like let go of that control.
Right.
But the listing, I got used to it and started letting go of control. But listing, I just can't find a good one. I can't let go and just let them do it.
Okay. Yeah, and okay. So how many listings do you have at this point?
I
estimate if you don't know exactly.
Well, I don't. Okay.
Okay, so you don't have to say exactly. So people would know. Maybe espérame, dame 5 minutos.
There's many thousand. I guess.
Right, there's a few thousand.
There's a few things that I don't want to say about my store just because I am afraid of being scraped.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, so I think that's interesting because like I am basically Becky's enemy or your enemy in the sense that like, I systematically snipe items and compete with price and all that nonsense, right?
Yeah.
But I think what is interesting about looking at Becky and what she's doing is that once she crosses like 5,000 items, it's pretty difficult to snipe the top selling items, right? It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. And the more listings you have, the harder it is for someone like me to like. And let me stop and say that I really appreciate you doing this call with me because like we have completely different like strategies. And like I know, like I've seen posts in groups like a lot of people hate my ass because like of my sniping or whatever, and it's fine. Like I'm cool with it, right? But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But okay, so you have a lot of. How long have you been doing this? 8, 9, 10 months. You said January.
Yeah, like 10 or 11, about 11 months. Yeah.
And did you start with a brand new eBay account?
It was like a one I'd used to buy stuff, so my limit was 50.
Okay.
When I started.
Okay. I'm just trying to like ask a lot of questions that some people have like perspective wise, right? Because a lot of people who watch my channel like where to start, I have a small account, blah blah. So like I find it interesting to talk to someone like you, who like you've been doing it for a year, almost a year, and you've been able to get up to making like what would work out to be 6 figures a year, right? Like $100,000 a month.
Yeah, but it is really hard at first. I think a lot of these courses they want to sell to you that's really easy, but it's a lot of work at first. And I think that's why a lot of people don't do well, is because they think it's going to be easy, and it's not in the beginning. It's like torture almost to like list 100 items and not get a single sale.
Right. Oh, so that part you're saying is torture, right? The process of like finding these items, and you feel all excited. And like me personally, I get excited when I list, and then when I don't make any, it's like an anticlimax, right? Like you're excited, and then like I put in all this work, but I didn't make any money.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what helped me a lot was that I really like thought about what would sell well on eBay, and really did like a lot of like research and looking around and picking out items that I really thought would sell well, and making good titles, and even optimizing the description. And there's like 1 or 2 items I had in February that sold really, really well. It was like my whole store was 2 items.
Out of like a couple hundred.
Yeah, and it just jump starts your store. You know, I think that's what anyone needs, is just like a jump start. You know, once you get things going, it gets easier.
Yeah, you see that kind of like light at the end of the tunnel that will encourage you to keep going. So what? Yeah. So what? How long it took you to make your first sale? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was a couple of weeks. I wish I remembered it. I don't though.
But
no.
what? Okay, so let's say it took a week or 2 to get a first sale. What made you continue? And again, I'm trying to look for certain things just to hopefully inspire people watching.
Because when I heard that thing on my phone, I got like the cha-ching. It was like, wow! It was like a hit.
Yeah.
It's addicting at that point, you know? Yeah,
that's the same. I interviewed a guy like yesterday or the day before, Tyler, who sold almost $1 million, and he said the same thing. Like his first sale, he only made like 25 cents. But then it's like, you know, and I generally don't. I didn't have a phone for 2 years, so I don't like phones. Like I don't have a phone right now. But I had one, and now I don't, and I prefer not to have a phone. But I see Becky, like, we'll be doing a video or something, and you hear the cha-ching, and you're like, that's another sale, right? So I get... So, okay, so another question. So why YouTube? Like, why did you start a YouTube channel to document this journey? Because you have a full-time job, you drop shipping, which takes work, and a lot of people think that, like, YouTube is easy, which it kind of isn't. You know what I mean? Like, I
guess it depends on the quality of your videos and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, at first it was just, I started like a kind of blog and YouTube just to hold myself accountable. Mm-hmm. I just saw some successful people, and I noticed that they like put themselves out there, and it kind of is like social accountability. Right. You know, how much would it suck to like go on and say like, oh, I'm trying to get to 1,000 listings by next month, and then you go on next month and say, I only got to 800. You know, like everyone's watching.
Yeah, like I have to dance on YouTube on the 11th of January because I lost to Becky in selling in the UK.
Oh, really?
I have to twerk on my YouTube channel. So
no way.
For my birthday. So yeah. So
yeah, and then I just kept doing it because people kept asking me questions, like the same questions over and over again. Mm-hmm. So I make the YouTube videos, but the people still keep asking me the same questions anyway. So
yeah, I know. Like that is Becky and I talk about this every day. So what is your goal with this thing, with eBay? And like, what is the idea, right? Like we made a video today about goal setting, but what is the...
Yeah, so we're looking, we just, I don't even know sometimes, but like, we have like a lot of things we want to do next year. We just want some like financial freedom. You know, we don't want to just be relying on one income from one source. So, you know, we already have a second eBay store. We're going to open up an Amazon store. Okay. You know, we just want like that stability from different sources, you know?
Okay. And do you think, and now that you brought that up, do you think, like I personally couldn't have, and I'm very cautious about saying like wanting multiple sources of income, because I don't think I could have built eBay and Amazon at the same time. Like you've built up eBay up to like over $10,000 a month. So I feel like now you could focus on something else and build something else. Do you think you could have done more than one at the same time? Or I know I can't. I have ADHD, so there's no way how I can.
No. Okay, so this is what happens. Mm-hmm. So, you know, in November we were doing really well, and I had some great VAs helping out, and I probably got to the point in November where the store was like 85% automated.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, now I'm getting bored. So I'm like, we're going to start selling on Amazon. So I started drop shipping onto Amazon like right before Black Friday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a very appropriate reaction because we actually made like a bunch of sales. We could not keep up with it. And we didn't know that eBay was going to be so much work after Black Friday. So we weren't prepared for that. So we had eBay and trying to figure out Amazon. It was just a mess. So we actually closed the Amazon store, just finished up the orders.
Right.
We're like, okay, we're gonna do this next month. In January. It was just too much. You got to learn one thing at once. I think a lot of people. This is probably another reason why people fail is because they just go chasing everything. They try eBay for a week, try Amazon FBA, jumping around, and I think it's better to concentrate on anything could work. You just got to concentrate, right?
Right. And do you plan to? I mean, you're a lawyer, right? You're educated. I'm guessing you have a pretty stable job. Do you plan to leave your job at any point? Like?
Not right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have good jobs.
You live in New York, so like.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's expensive here, so the eBay money really helps, just for cost of living. So. Yeah,
I live in. Hopefully, you become visitors here.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty close. We were in Belize not too long ago.
Like, I could drive to Belize.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know my geography.
Yeah, I could drive to Belize. It would take me about 14 hours.
Oh, really?
But I could drive to Belize.
Yeah, I told Becky this story. I don't know if this is an appropriate story to tell, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway.
Yeah.
When I first, sometimes I would just have your videos like playing in the background, like different drop shippers, and you were one of them. So your video came up, and I just heard you like ranting about something and cursing like you do. And you were saying how you like live in Nicaragua, but for some reason I heard you say Nigeria, and I was like, who is this guy like trying to sell me his course from Nigeria? every scammer tries to do.
Like, that's so. I apologize to any of my actual Nigerian friends. I don't have a lot of Nigerian friends, but I know. Like, whenever I see someone try to come in to honest drop shipper from Nigeria, like Lagos, I only know the capital of Nigeria because of the scammers. Because like you get a ton of Nigerian scammers emailing you, so that's hella funny.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should visit you there. Yeah.
And where do you think you could get to? Like we talked about goal setting today. How much money do you think you could actually make? Or is it you don't know, right? Like when I started, I wanted to make a certain amount of money, and I just kept raising it until it's just like now I just like keep it around 10,000. Yeah,
I mean, I just don't know how scalable an eBay dropshipping store is after a certain point, because it does get to be a lot. So it's like at this point, like I'm pretty comfortable with where it is, and I don't want it to like topple over because it gets so big. Like this month is like last month and this month are great, but I don't expect January to be as high just because it's not holiday season.
Right.
But if we keep it above 10,000 consistently and have the VAs doing most of the work, and then we could build another business like an Amazon store, that's what I want to do.
How much do you think you spend monthly on VAs?
This week last week I spent $800.
Okay.
So you multiply that by 4.
By 4, so like $3,000. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. There was a couple. I used to spend a little bit more because I had this one VA who's kind of scamming me, but I fired him. So he was just overcharged. He was padding his hours.
Right. So and how do you monitor the hours? Like I don't have Nicaragua is cheap enough labor, right? So I have.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. Like Nelson, he's sitting right here right now. He edits my videos, and like you'll pay salaries here anywhere from like $300 a month to $600 a month for full time.
Oh wow, see that's awesome because you could just have them right there.
Right.
So how do I monitor their hours and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Upwork has it will give you like they have to log in and log out, and it will take a screenshot every few seconds so you can check what they're doing. But I never look at it. I just I find ones that I trust, and I look at how many hours it takes them to do their job, and I know how long it should take.
Right. Yeah, because you did all that stuff, and so I did a video about hiring VAs before, and that's something like a lot of people are not successful dropshipping and think they could hire VAs to solve their problems, right? No. When I think that you should be doing all the work first, so at least you know what they should be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And one day they're not going to show up for work, so you got to know how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So do you have? I know this is weird because I know you have a YouTube channel also, and you are used to like asking. Do you have any questions for me or like?
Well, I do have. Hold on a second, I think I dropped something.
Yeah.
I do have a question, but it's not related to eBay. Because I read in the forum that you're going to be making an Amazon dropshipping course.
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah. Like, okay, the thing is, I have the course already, right? Matt, there's a guy, Matt Gambrill, who's in the group. I've known Matt for like 3 or 4 years. He's a part owner of DSUNI. We've worked together. I've managed one of his eBay accounts. He's now doing his own eBay account. He's successfully hired like a ton of VAs in the Philippines. He sold something like, I think about like $69,000 on Cyber Monday.
Whoa. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Dropshipping, and that's 100% dropshipping, right?
Yeah.
So that is crazy. So Matt is like very experienced. I mean, they're doing, this year he might cross 11 million for the year.
That's insane.
Exactly, right? And like both you and him are younger than I am, so I'm partially jealous. So I'm working with him to like tighten up the course and stuff. Only because like he's doing the majority of the course, but I'm always like weirded out about online courses because, and I've said this in a lot of videos, because like a lot of people spend so much time in the marketing of the course that like you buy it with one certain perspective, and then you get it, and either it's not worth it, or you can't apply the stuff, or it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and because I have like a big follower, a relatively big follower on YouTube in the whole dropshipping space, and I've been a complete asshole to other people who made like courses, I just wanted to make sure that like it was worth it, and then like he can't sell it for too cheap because he's making a boatload of money already. So like, you know what I mean? So like we're working on it, and I'm working on him on the price and that type of stuff. And we're also, so DSUNI is a software now that only does eBay, and it scrapes eBay and blah blah. And we have it for Amazon also. We just haven't launched it yet. So it's just doing those, like trying to kind of coordinate those things, right?
Yeah.
But Matt is a beast. Like it is insane.
What
like
is
60? Matt, he's created $69,000 in a day. Like that's insane.
So like what I just said about, I'm not sure how scalable it is. Like he just destroyed that notion of mine.
On Amazon, because the traffic is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, that's, like, I have noticed when we did try it, that Amazon is much more difficult to do it on. At least that was my perception of it, which is why I was asking about the course.
Well, the thing is, I think it's different. Okay, so your process is more David Wu's process in the sense of, like, you title and then you rank, right?
Yeah.
When on Amazon, you can't change the title.
Right.
So it's just competing with price most of the time. And then
find products.
Yeah, so you have to spend the time finding good products, compete on price. Once you sell enough, you get the buy box. Once you get the buy box, you don't have to compete on price. Once you're within like 5% of the lowest price, you'll still show up. But it's still that process of research, right? So that's why it's interesting that the software we have, again, we might have to sell it to less people than we sold it for eBay because it's so screwed that it could like snipe all the listings from another dropshipper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like on eBay, we are limited to the number of API calls. So like even someone like you or someone who has like more than 5,000 listings, it would be difficult to scrape them. When the software we're doing for Amazon, that's not the case. Like we could scrape like 40,000 listings, which is like So it's good and bad, right? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
because I've tried to be as realistic as possible. And although I want to make a lot of money, I deliberately don't sell DSUNI and don't do paid marketing for DSUNI because, like, if 1,000 people had DSUNI in eBay,
Yeah.
that would just suck. You know what I mean?
Sucked for me.
Yeah, I mean, it would, like, we'll make money, but it would suck because, like, each person wouldn't be making as much money as they can. So even in that, we try to find that balance.
So let me ask you something kind of related. So what was the first thing that you did online to start making money?
Okay, so
Like the first
the
thing.
very first thing,
Yeah.
2002, I was selling websites. I was
Okay.
building websites, but it was actually some guys in India building websites. I was broke out in college,
Okay.
and I found this web development company. I negotiated or talked them into building me a free website, offering their services, and I would cold call everyone in the phone book to try to sell them a website.
Yeah.
This is 2002. So, and then I think the first website I sold was to a church. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I just started to call only churches. So like, for like 2 years, I built all these church websites. And then like in 2005, when I graduated, I got a job at Target. Then I started to blog. I was blogging about finance and credit. And I did the whole ebook thing. Then I outsourced the blog. The person I outsourced it to scammed a ton of people. I had to return money. Then one of the people who I actually helped with their corporate credit introduced me to dropshipping. Because he was making a little bit of money dropshipping. Maybe I could figure out how to do it better. And I did, right? And I've been dropshipping for like 6 years. And yeah, so I do that. The YouTube thing, I make money with DSUNI and with YouTube. With YouTube ads, I only have like $700 a month. DSUNI, we have about 200 subscribers on everything, so it's at least 20 grand a month. It's more than that. But
Yeah,
I've never. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So it seems like you just have done a lot, and you keep doing more, and you are being successful trying these different things. What do you like? My fear is that, for myself, is that, I succeeded on eBay, and I guess my fear is that, this is like the high point of my life, and then I'm going to try something else, and then it's not going to work out.
So that's I had like when I first started to make money on eBay like 5 years ago, I had that fear, and even with the credit thing, I had the same fear because it's like making money online is very uncommon, right? It is scarce, and people who market courses make it seem like there are these hundreds of thousands of people secretly making money online, and like you're missing out. When that is just not the case at all.
Yeah.
And I had that fear that like, I had that fear with the blog, I had that fear with eBay, that if it blew up, I'm screwed, like what I'm going to do, right? Like I have a degree in mathematics, but like I've made money online for like 12 years. So this is kind of all I know. So sometimes I still freak out. Like, if the shit blows up, like what? Like, it's kind of stupid, right? But it's still a fear that's there because you don't have the typical security of a job. But like the eBay thing, right? All I did with eBay was work backwards, right? So re-engineer what worked before. So I just saw people selling and I tried to figure out how they sold and went backwards. And then on YouTube, I looked at other YouTubers, looked at how they got a lot of traffic, looked at the tags they used, titles, looked at the type of thumbnails, and worked backwards. Obviously, my personality helps. I curse. I don't really care about anyone. People seem to get some sort of entertainment from it. So, like, that helps. When I was doing the blog thing, I just kind of worked. I worked backwards. A lot of times, I would pay for courses and then give people the information for free, right, on my blog, right? So a lot of it is just re-engineer and kind of going from the success, and it's just like sniping, I guess, but
Yeah.
on a bigger scale, right?
Yeah.
And then once you get in there, you see things that like, but it's more doing that like would show like opportunities as opposed to like, I know a lot of, like I used to read, when I was in university, I read at least 100, like I used to read all the self-help books possible, right? Like I've read all the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, which I think they're all a piece of shit. But like now I do, right? But I've read like Rich Dad Poor Dad Real Estate, Rich Dad Poor Dad for Kids, all the 5-Minute Manager books, and like from reading all those things, I realized that like I learned less from reading those 100+ books than just from doing stuff. You know what I mean?
I know. Okay. To bring it back again to what your first question for me is like, why don't people succeed? Because they don't do anything. They take 6 courses and they just ask a lot of questions and don't do anything. You got to pull the trigger at some point.
And I don't know if it's because people are afraid to fail. Like I have this conversation with Becky a lot, and that's why I host people for free, because I don't like to travel, but I like having these conversations with like like-minded people, and I don't get these type of people in Nicaragua. So I spend a lot of time trying to figure that out, because a lot of people get excitement from doing courses, right? So they get a course, they do it, and like, yes. And then what? You know what I mean? But I think, like, I know me personally, like, I grew up broke as hell. Like, I slept on the floor for years growing up with my mother. My mother's a single mother. Like, I got a scholarship, moved to the U.S. with like $100. Like, I lived in my car in the U.S. when I graduated because I didn't like my job. And I'm not saying that to, like, I don't give a fuck, right? Like, I'm not saying that, oh, poor me. Like, the people dying and shit. But, like, I don't really worry too much about, like, about stuff. Like, if I lose all my money, I don't really think about it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, I actually was telling my girlfriend this yesterday. I used to own 2 bars, right? And the first bar I had, I quit everything I was doing, and like 3 days before the bar was open, I only had like $30 to my name. Like, I had all the alcohol in the bar was built out, all the furniture and stuff. And not one part of me was like, this is going to fail. Which is crazy. Like, I have no kids, so I can do this nonsense. And I was like, only that day I was like, wait, I spent 2 months building out this bar, preparing all the shit, doing research, and then like a year of research, 2 months building out the bar, and not once did I think I would fail. And I only had $30, so if I fail, I'm screwed, right? But like, I always look at stuff like, if someone else is doing it, I think I could do it. And I would just put in the time to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. And I feel like too many people, and that's why, like, people ask me, like, why I curse and have tattoos on my fingers and blah, blah, blah. Like, if a black dude from Trinidad who grew up broke as fuck, who has tattoos on his fingers, could sell software on YouTube for $150 a month, other people could fucking do it, right? And
that's really true.
It's weird because a lot of people, the reason why I like interviewing you and other people who are doing it is because I've had people message me like, you're making money on eBay because you're a genius. No, motherfucker, I'm really not a genius. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just made a video about that, how in my last income report, I was just like, we're not anything special. Like, we're just regular guys. We just figured it out, and so can anyone else.
And I think, and that's the thing. I think anyone but that's a scary thing too, right? So like, I'll go a little personal to explain myself. So like, in my family, no one in my family encourages entrepreneurship. Like, my family, like, was like angry at me for quitting my job and trying to start. I'm talking about like what the fuck you doing? And that's because it's like, my father is into business, but he kind of like, he does business with kind of like the mafia in Trinidad. Like, I grew up with my mother, but like, that has kind of have like a scar on my family, right? So like, over time, like, so even when I was broke or when I was in a car or whatever, I couldn't, my mother does have money, but like my other family, I couldn't look at them for like support. But so I'm saying all of this because, like, let's say I died before I made a lot of money, I would have died as a crazy person, right? I would have died like this motherfucker trying to make money. And that one thing is why I am weirded out about, I have mixed feelings about encouraging people to do it. Because I think anyone could do it, right? Like, I believe I could do it. And like, if someone else is doing it, I could see that I could do it. But I don't know if I could convince someone to believe that if someone else could do it, they could do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah.
It's a very weird, so like, that's why I'm weirded out. Like, when I do videos, I'm very conscious about being motivational. Because like recently, there was a dude who sent me an email. I did a video about it. That was like, I could blame your dumbass for like me failing and losing my eBay account.
Yeah, I saw that video, yeah.
Right. So like, and that's what I'm saying, like, I am not this Ty Lopez type motherfucker taking pictures with cars and saying anyone could do it. I try to find a balance between I could do it and I think anyone could do it, but you also have to realize that, like, you have to make up your mind to do it. You know what I mean? Like, even when it's hard or it's frustrated, like, you gotta have the right mindset and really, you know, I don't want to say convince yourself and like lie to yourself, but you gotta just believe you can do it just long enough so you get started and you can't really turn back and then keep going. Yeah, so it's a very weird balance. It's really strange, and I try to be as open with my personal life as possible because I know a lot of people watching the videos have personal issues too, right? They have families or kids or insecurities or whatever, right? So like, and I thrive on, and that's the other thing. Like, I thrive on this chip on the shoulder, right? Like, I like when they're like, you can't do that shit. Like, okay, we'll see. You know what I mean? So it's weird. I don't know.
Well, I think people could actually benefit from hearing more about like your background, because I think there's a lot of people who say like, well, you can do it, but I can't because X, Y, Z.
Right.
You know.
And that's why I interviewed one of my employees. Like, English is not her first language. Yep. She does not speak English perfectly, and she sold $15,000 in a month.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Like 6 weeks in. So it's like, so I don't know, it's weird. But that's why I keep asking people like you, because I like to find, and it's a pattern, right? Like, you see all the people I speak to work, they're consistent, they don't really give up. But okay, so that's the next thing. Do you think someone, and this is not pure drop shipping, but do you think someone, like, that's the weird thing about telling people not to give up, right? Because suppose someone really can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't even like open a Word document, you're gonna have a little trouble making money online.
So it's a weird, that's what I'm saying. Like, I love the motivation. I love the whole, like, we both make good money online. Like, you all did 15,000. That's fucking great. But I try to kind of touch on both sides, right?
What do you mean both sides?
Like the positive, like, we make all this money, but the
challenges. I made like a video a couple weeks ago where I was like depressed and like so overworked. And like, I was just like complaining the whole video about how much it sucked, everything I was doing. Even I was making good money. It was like too much work though. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And maybe now I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not for everyone. I mean, some people just don't have it in them to, they want somebody to tell them what to do, go to work, clock in, clock out, and that's it. But if people really like want to like be their own boss, and those are the people who are going to do well.
Right. Okay. Well, so before, I don't want to keep it too long, and I want us to do, if we could do a call in like a week or two, because I think like us going back and forth is it's helped me, but I also think like a lot of people on YouTube, it could help from a lot of this conversation, right? But just for perspective, how many hours do you put in on a daily basis maybe? And then your husband, if he's involved, how many hours do both of you put in?
So I work 8 hours a day,
Okay.
and I literally spend every other minute on this. Like,
why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I want it to do well. I want it to do well. I like making money online,
Right.
and also it's like just me being a control freak, and I want to, like, I see it and it's there, and I want to make sure it stays there, you know. But it's just like an obsession. I don't know why. I just want to keep doing it.
And how many hours do you sleep? I mean, I sleep, right? Like.
Yeah, I get a full night's sleep every night.
Okay.
I get 7 to 8. But all my weekends, every moment's doing this, all night, all morning, my whole lunch break. That's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked because
I'm wearing this hat because I haven't had a haircut in like 2 months. Time to go to the haircut place. Sure.
That's cool because I don't do it anymore, but I need to get back in this. But I had a routine where I used to wake up at 3 and work from 3 to 8 on stuff that doesn't have to do with clients or bullshit. And then at 8 I have so much time. And then after doing it for like 6 months, I was like, how come I found this time? And it was only because everyone else hangs out from like 6 to 12 at night, and that's when I'm sleeping.
Okay.
So I would go to sleep at like 8, get up at 3, so I get 7 hours sleep. But then I have no one bothering me to do anything from 3 to 8. And then everyone else is working from 8 to 5, so they expect me to work. And I just eat, work a little more, and go out to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Thanks, Paul. I mean, thank you so much. I know we missed a call a couple times.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hopefully we could get, I'm going to put, this video is going to be posted like in like 10 minutes.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So guys, all you who are watching this video, in the description, I'll put a link to Paul's channel. Check it out. I'm really excited. You guys should check it out. He is doing more of an optimization process that I used to believe doesn't work. And it took a girl from England that I never met before to come to Nicaragua for me to be convinced that it worked. So check out his channel and subscribe to my channel. I passed 10,000. Hopefully I'll get to 20,000.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks for that. Like, I still have to have like a 10,000 subscriber party. But
yeah, I remember you were at like 7,000 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, right? It just kind of like took off.
I could tell you were trying to get to 10,000. You got like a video like every hour.
Yeah, I told I have another friend who has like 2 YouTube channels in different niches. Like one his channel has almost 300,000 subs, and the other one has 20,000. One is in like blogging, and the other one is fitness. And I was like, I told him I'm going to do 2 videos a day every day for 2017. And he's like, Mark, that's not going to happen. And like I miss some days, but the other days I'll do like 8 videos. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's dedication.
Yeah, but I love it. So thanks, dude. Hopefully you guys watching this would get some sort of inspiration from the both of us. And like, if you have any questions, comment. Again, link to Paul's channel in the description. And subscribe. And yeah, have a good one. Thanks again, Paul.
Awesome. I'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.